Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm John Lazarus with Stories Matter and D&E Publishing. Self-publishing. For some, this is a term as depressing as Jennifer 1 or MILF Manor Marathon. But just because you've decided to self-publish, that doesn't mean you're a failure or that you wrote the equivalent of a miscarriage. While I didn't start out as a self-published author, I have self-published over 150 novels in my long career for a variety of different reasons, from frustration with traditional publishing, to wanting more creative freedom, to incorrectly assuming any income I made doing so wouldn't have to go to my first or second wives. I'll take you through my journey as a self-published author and discuss some of the pitfalls I encountered so you can avoid them on this edition of Stories Matter. Today's video is brought to you by Cyberdyne Systems. Cyberdyne Systems is a leader in innovation, providing software for enterprise-scale applications of AI systems in education, manufacturing, business management, and nuclear missile silo maintenance. Cyberdyne has helped my team at D&E Publishing do everything from editing press releases, to creating marketing plans, to even helping one of our authors fact-check a science fiction novel about how to survive the apocalypse. Visit Skynet.com today for more information. Fans of the channel will know that, unlike most of the people watching this video, I didn't start out as a self-published author. You can see more about publishing my first book in this video here. But while self-publishing wasn't really an option when I started, that didn't mean traditional publishing came without its share of headaches. For starters, my first actual publisher had some weird thoughts about human biology, one of which was they believed it didn't actually exist. And my second publisher, the first one that actually had an office and who I assumed didn't think cells were an illusion meant to test humanity's faith, made me sign a contract that basically got me nothing back in royalties. It wasn't until I met Tabitha Cartwright, my mentor and writing partner for over 5 years, that I started seeing any success as an author. Under her tutelage, I entered the most productive stage of my writing career, though it wasn't until later that I realized that was because the diet pills she was giving me were actually speed. Anyway, the next few years after that are kind of a blur, where I produced some of my worst books that I don't even remember writing. And after settling a lawsuit that gave Tabitha the rights to all the books I'd written in our partnership, while also getting me off the hook for some things I'd rather not mention, I thought it was time to step away from traditional publishing and try the self-publishing route. This was in 2011, the year bin Laden was killed and America was warming up to the idea of authors releasing their own books online. The following are some things I learned during this process. Number 1. Get a good editor. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, besides the fact that our bodies are in fact composed of cells, it's that you cannot be your own editor. Because the editor I usually work with wasn't taking my calls, I thought I could do it on my own. While you do need to edit your own work, you need to get at least one other set of eyes on it, if not more. So once I self-published my first novel, the earliest reviews called me out for misspelling the word baggage on the first page. Number 2. A book without a marketing plan is just the diary entry of a very sick individual. Self-publishing is not an outlet for self-expression. If it's self-expression you're after, you can, start a blog of your poetry, or post erotic selfies on Tumblr, or storm the Capitol. You have to self-publish with the mindset of a business person. And what are all the greatest business people like? Cold, obsessive, ruthless, so focused on profit that it borders on psychosis. Set goals for yourself. Figure out what kind of ads you want. Make schedules and stick to them. Do the kinds of things only successful people do and that unsuccessful people would never have possibly thought of. Number 3. Your PR campaign is a story in itself. Start it before you finish your novel. You can't wait until you push that publish button to start finding your audience. Even before you're done writing, you should give your existing audience some idea of what's coming. Let them know what it's about. Let them know the release date. If you're a YouTuber like me, flash subliminal messages urging them to buy it in your videos. So long as your audience isn't populated by a high percentage of epileptics, you'll be fine. I ignored email lists and newsletters, assuming I'd get by on name recognition alone. But my earliest books were out of print by 2011, and Tabitha Cartwright changed the name on all the books she owned to my legal name, which fans of the channel will know is the same as one of the worst serial killers in American history. This actually boosted sales, but didn't do anything for John Lazarus. In any case, I should have made a better effort to reach out to longtime fans. Of course, if you're a brand new writer and you don't have an existing audience, everything I just said was a complete waste of time. Number 4. Send out advanced copies to get reviews before publishing. This is another step you need to take before publishing. And it doesn't matter if your name is Dan Nobody or Tyra Banks, you need reviews. Lots of them. If you have the money and connections, get reviews with places like Kirkus and literary magazines. You can go cheaper and use book bloggers. You can go way cheaper and hire the homeless to write reviews and post them on your website. When I self-published Nap Time, I was so low on money, none of these options were available. And when I usually run into a problem like this, I would just lie, write the reviews myself, and post them on my website. But I thought I could get by without it. I was wrong. Number 5. Act like a bestseller. But speaking of blatant fraud, a wise man once said, "Success only comes to those who believe in it." Projecting confidence, self-promotion, and the grind of the hustle that has rendered modern life an existential nightmare are essential to be a successful writer. Do you know what Neil Gaiman and J.K. Rowling have in common, besides being shitty human beings? They're always working. When you're at social functions, when you're at work, in the online sphere, act like you belong in their club. One day you just might. Here are 5 more bits of knowledge I find are essential to all authors considering self-publishing their first book. Number 6. Climate change won't kill off enough of the population fast enough to desaturate the marketplace. Number 7. Publishing in Comic Sans isn't a great idea for a Holocaust drama. Number 8. Assume everyone is trying to scam you. Be cold and distant to everyone in your life. Number 9. Using child labor for your book launch team might not be technically illegal, but it's still frowned upon. Number 10. Don't hold out hope on this book's success filling that crippling void in your life. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll leave you with this week's Author Quote of the Week. See you on the next one.